I'm Devin Loftis, Vice President of Engineering at ValiMail. So we deal with emails on a daily basis, and our goal is to authenticate emails and authenticate, let me start back over. Okay, so things we worry about at ValiMail are really authenticating the world's emails. We want to make sure that an email that you receive is actually a genuine email from the person who sent it. It's not a phish, it's not a malicious email, and so that's really our mission. And so we have to think about things about like how do we do that while making sure that we're not compromising a person's privacy or compromising information about a business or something like that. And so those are things that we think about a lot, and that was kind of the impetus for my talk here at the conference. So yeah, we authenticate about 3 billion messages to date over the last 3 years. We've been around for about 3 years. And you know, as far as scale goes, we have to make sure that when a client has received an email message, that client can call out to us to authenticate an email message to determine whether it's legitimate or not. And so we have to be extremely responsive. We have to be extremely responsive to the needs of those clients. And so our problems of scale are ones of, you know, just returning information in sub-second transactions, and also managing load across, let me back up on that. So let me start all over again. So our problems with scale are really being able to respond quickly to inquiries from clients about, is this message legitimate or not? And so I mentioned earlier that we do about 3 billion emails over the lifetime of the product. And you can imagine that we need sub-second response times, because if we're not responding, there's a potential that a phish or something else is getting through to a customer. So our problems of scale are really ones of scaling out a system in a distributed manner so that we can respond quickly to an inquiry from an email client. I think the issues that we see in the future are, you know, a proliferation of message types that are being sent. You know, email is one thing that we deal with right now, but we have SMS messages, the Internet of Things is out there, and there's an authentication mechanism around that. You know, I think, you know, we see the world getting more and more connected, and we see the opportunity for people to act maliciously online or impersonate people online becoming easier and easier. And so when we're looking at scale, it's really looking beyond, you know, email as a messaging platform to all messaging platforms, and seeing how we can make that better for individuals. So I'll be very honest with you. At ValiMail, we don't do a lot in functional programming. Right now, the application is a Ruby stack, and then we also use Go for kind of the rapid response email authentication portion of the application. In the past, though, and we have looked at functional programming to support some of the things that we do with regards to different message types. At the end of the day, we're dealing with DNS transactions here, and so there's an opportunity for us to use pattern matching with different types of DNS requests to respond more efficiently or more quickly there, to make our code more succinct, cleaner. You know, we haven't taken those steps yet, but there is always an opportunity for us to do that down the road. But again, to be honest, we are not a functional shop quite yet, but we do follow the tenets of good distributed systems, good systems design, and we find those to be the most important things to focus on. I really enjoy the diversity of talks that we have here. I like the separate tracks. I like, you know, going back and forth between a reactive programming and a functional programming and a data track. They all overlap to some degree, but you get a diversity of people here. You don't just have, if I want to know Scala or functional programming or Haskell, I can go one place. But if I want to get a broader view of how data is being used or how it's being consumed, there's another opportunity for me to learn those things here. In fact, it's great, but one of the downsides is I can't see all the talks, so thank goodness they're on the line at the end of the conference so that I can see them then.